the pitfalls of leadership. What are the things that makes a man to fail in his leadership assignment? What are the things, despite the fact that God has called us into leadership, despite the fact that God not only calling us, but anointed us for this leadership position? What are the things that truncate or that affect our assignment on earth? Psalms 82, verse 6 and 7. Very quickly, the Bible says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Praise the living Jesus. This sounds like a paradox. The Bible says you are gods, however, you will die like one of the, you will die like men, like mere men. So what are we trying to say? That is, despite the fact that we carry the mandate of leadership, despite the fact that God has called and ordained us for this leadership, yet there are things we call the pitfalls of leadership. The Bible speaks in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 that God created man in his own image and in his likeness. That is, everything, every deposit or the seed of greatness in God has been planted in man. If God is the chief leader, God has anointed us to be leaders in his likeness. Yet, Psalms 82, where we read, says, confirms that we are gods. That is, we have been made in the likeness of God. That is, we have been anointed as gods on earth. He said, yet you shall die like mere men. So let's see, what are the reasons or what are the things that can truncate the leadership mandate of a man? What are the leadership pitfalls? The first thing I'm going to be sharing with us is what I call the pitfall of perceived knowledge. The pitfall of perceived knowledge. What are the pitfalls of leadership? What are the things that makes a leader to fail? What are the things that makes a leader to make mess of his leadership call and assignment? Number one, the pitfall of perceived knowledge. Perceived knowledge. A wise man says that those who think they know don't actually know. Those who assume they know anything don't actually know, because most of the times we feel we know so much because we are ignorant of our ignorance. Most of the times we appear to be ignorant of our ignorance, and if there is any great havoc that can ever happen to a man in leadership position, is to be oblivion of his ignorance. Is to be oblivion of his ignorance. And ignorance has been said to lead to arrogance. If you have checked most people that are arrogant in life, they are the people that know nothing about what they confess to know. Ignorance leads to arrogance. When a man is unaware of the things he needs to know, that man can prove to be a difficult person to mentor. That man can prove to be a very difficult person to correct. That man can prove to be a very difficult person to lead, because ignorance enhances arrogance. So when a man assumes he knows what he does not know, it affects his leadership mandate. The most desperate pursuit of any leader is the pursuit of wisdom. The pursuit of wisdom. The Bible says that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. The Bible says wisdom is the most important thing. Wisdom is the priority. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. But to attain this level of wisdom, the Bible also said, and added to it, the Bible says, with all thy getting, get understanding. The Bible first established that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. However, the Bible did not stop there. The Bible added to it that for you to attain this level of wisdom, it says, with all thy getting, get understanding. That is, you must seek to know. You must seek to know. Without knowledge, there's nothing to apply in your leadership assignment. Without knowledge, there is nothing to apply in your leadership assignment. Wisdom is nothing but the application of knowledge. What is wisdom? The simple definition of wisdom is the application of knowledge. Wisdom is the application of the knowledge you have gathered over time. Wisdom is the application of knowledge in your field of endeavor, in your field of assignment, in your field of calling. Wisdom is the application of the knowledge you have gathered over time. So every intending leader or any existing leader must seek to know. Must seek to know. Many people in leadership position today are ignorant of what will make their leadership assignment to triumph. So knowledge is a desperate pursuit of any leader. Knowledge is a desperate pursuit of any leader, because nothing beautifies your leadership assignment like your level of wisdom. Nothing beautifies your leadership position like your level of wisdom. Can I also tell us this? Nothing stigmatizes your leadership mandate like your ignorance. Like your ignorance. Nothing stigmatizes your leadership mandate like your ignorance. Nothing beautifies your leadership position like your wisdom. Nothing stigmatizes your leadership mandate like your ignorance. Ignorance is one of the pitfalls of leadership. Ignorance is one of the pitfalls of leadership. And when it comes to knowledge, there is the acquired knowledge and there is the assumed or the perceived knowledge. There is the acquired knowledge and there is the assumed or perceived knowledge. Any leader that will make the most of his assignment must be intentional about acquiring the knowledge relevant to his leadership assignment. Any leader that will what? Any leader that will make the most of his mandate, any leader that will make the most of his assignment must be intentional about acquiring the needed knowledge in the area of his calling. Perceived knowledge is the pitfall of any leader. To assume you know is the gateway into confusion. To assume you know is the gateway into confusion in your leadership assignment. Assumption has been said to be the mother of confusion. Assumption is the mother of confusion. So great leaders do not assume they know. Great leaders do not assume they know. They intentionally build their knowledge wealth. So the first pitfall of leadership is the pitfall of assumed knowledge. The pitfall of assumed knowledge. We must take responsibility for our leadership mandate. And one of the ways to take responsibility is to gather the needed knowledge. Remember that nothing beautifies your leadership assignment like your level of wisdom. And nothing stigmatizes your leadership mandate like your ignorance. Praise the living Jesus.